Hello everyone and welcome back. It's Chala from Crafting Through the Chaos of Life, and we are here today with a Whip Wednesday, and I am working on this Mother's Day journal cover. I gotta start now because it's going to take me that long to get it done, and I'm using this fabric that I got from that quilt store that I went to with my mom called Out of Hand here in Calgary. And the fabric that I'm using is by Verna Mascara, and it's called Ribbons in Bloom, and it is just gorgeous. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to play with our All Things Roses papers with. So that is my plan. One of the covers that I like to do is simply just these cracker boxes. We go through a lot of these types of crackers, and so I have them, you know, quite handy, and they are perfect for three signatures. And so this is what we're going to use. I did do a coat of gesso over top of this, and just to tone down the yellow in the background, as well as to give it a little bit of tooth for any glues or anything to stick to, because it is quite slick. Now I am debating whether or not I'm going to turn it this way, just because I don't want any of this to show. And it does show a little bit through the fabric. So I think, I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to use Heat and Bond. The Heat and Bond may mask it enough. I don't know. But you know what? Let's just be safe and let's do it on this side. And I'm just going to take this nail file and just kind of sand down some of this gesso that kind of seeped over on the other side. I just want to make sure it's flat. I don't want any bumpiness on my journal cover. Okay, I think that'll be all right. And then yeah, this will be perfect for when I lay the inside papers on there. It'll have some grit to stick to. Okay, yes, we are going to use Heat and Bond. This is one of the simplest ways to make journal covers with fabric, to tell you the truth. You can use glues. My issue with the whole glue thing, to tell you the truth, is I don't like when it seeps through the fabric and it looks all ick-foy to me. I don't like that. So we are going to go the Heat and Bond route. I must be careful because I do have my iron on next to me and I don't want the Heat and Bond to touch it. So let's go ahead and just cut the Heat and Bond. So as you can see, there is like a smooth papery side, and then this kind of rougher, not quite sticky, but grippier side. Let's call it grippy. It's grippy. And I am simply going to cut this so it is literally the exact same size of my journal cover. The fabric itself we will wrap around the cardboard, but not the Heat and Bond. And this is just a big roll that I got from Walmart, maybe, I think is where I got it from. You can find Heat and Bond in all sorts of good places. Okay, again, just kind of cutting it to size. Now these little pieces that I'm cutting off, I save those because those are great if you want to make fabric, journal cards, or tags. I do keep these. Waste not, want not, my friends, right? Especially when you're paying money for these supplies, you want to make sure they go a long way. All right, so we're going to turn this over. And yeah, what is this one? Heat and Bond Ultra Hold iron-on adhesive. So yeah, it does leather, fabric, all the good things. Use it for jewelry. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm going to grab a piece of parchment just to put over top. Now don't mind my parchment. I've used it for coffee dyeing stuff, but it will work for this. I just need a layer underneath. Now it could stick a bit to my towel underneath. So So as not to have that happen, let's put this Tim Holtz craft mat underneath. It is a heat safe mat. And we'll just put this on just in case, because I don't want to glue this down to my craft towel. Okay, so lining this back up. I've got my iron on the cotton setting, no steam. Lay this over top. And let's put those away. And then we're just simply going to iron. Did I iron that on the right side? Oh, I'm putting it on this side. Oh well, that's okay. Too late now. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We'll see what happens. I might end up seeing that stuff through. Okay. Giving it a nice press. Making sure that heat bond is adhering to the cardstock. I am a little worried that that's going to show through. Well, there are other ways around this, I'm sure. Okay. Let's see how that worked. Remove our parchment paper, and then this heat and bond should just peel off, leaving a sticky layer, ideally. Yes. Okay, so yeah, that sticky layer is now on our cardboard. Perfect. Okay, this stuff I like to keep because it is shiny, and I like to use this as carrier paper for when I make my own washi tape. I'll show you guys how to do that one day. Okay, so let's see. I can still see it a bit there. Just going to bring my little light down and see if it is super noticeable. I don't think so. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, it's just like a light ghosting. I don't think it, unless you knew what it was, that you'd be able to see it. So let's put my light back up. Whoop, things falling down. It's stuck up there. Okay, I think it'll be okay. I see it a little bit there, but I also feel like we could camouflage that a bit with some decorating. Right? Gosh, you know, I'm double guessing myself here, second guessing myself, because I don't want it to show through if I'm spending this time. Okay, let's do something wild and crazy. Yes, let's do something wild and crazy. Let us put a layer of well, that's not going to cover it enough either. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's roll with the punches here, guys. And I have some papers that I want to use on the inside. Instead of gluing the papers, we'll just heap on the papers on. Right? Just opening up my project box here. We'll see if we can find those that I pre-printed. Yes, these ones. Okay. Yeah, we could totally iron these on. Just trying to think, because usually I want to do the fabric first. This is turning into a nightmare. Okay, I gotta think this through. Let's cut our edges off and think about this. This is real life, guys. This is real life problem solving right here at its finest. So line these up, cut our edges off. Oops. Usually I like to have my papers go over top of the fabric. So I'm not 100% sure how this will work. Silly me, putting it on the wrong side. Okay, there we go. Okay, now that I got that cut, you know what? Let's just do it. I'm just not loving it. Just not loving it. I don't want to mess this up, right? You guys get that way too, where you're like, ugh. Okay, I'm going to pause you guys for a quick second. Okay, I have found a solution. So we are going to add this craft paper. This just came in some packaging. I'm going to iron this down onto the heat and bond and attach this to it. And then I'm going to put new heat and bond over top of this. I mean, a little bit of waste of heat and bond, meh, it'll be fine. Everything will be okay. So let us heat and bond this down. Do I need carrier paper? I don't know. Let's just throw caution to the wind and put our iron right on there and see what happens. We will just figure this out. Yeah, I like this craft paper that comes in the packaging. It's super handy for all sorts of things, like fixing mistakes. Okay. Excellent. It's like it never happened. Hey, you can see the heat and bond kind of squidging out there, but that's good. That is good. That's what we want, because that is not coming off. Okay. See, we can solve all sorts of problems. I mean, we'll just cut this off. If I could cut straight. I'm getting all excited now. And I'm standing up. I usually sit down when I craft, so maybe that's part of my problem. Again, the fabric is going to be wrapped around this, so it's not end all be all that we're not wrapping it around. And I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but bear with me. Okay, and then this off. I am going to save this. Yes, I am, and I'm going to stamp words and stuff on it. And then I'll save this, of course, for other things. Okay, super. Well, now that we've got a clean surface to work with, let's go ahead and cut another piece of heat and bond. Mistakes happen. We just roll with the punches. We'll just cut another. But you guys were yelling at me. They're like, you're putting it on the wrong way. These are the moments where I wish I could actually hear you guys. Okay, there. Make sure I'm not going to cut my craft mat, because that would make me ever so sad if I did that. I think I'm good. There we go. And again, cut this way. Yeah, this heat and bond is amazing stuff. I love working with it. I actually fixed, I got a pair of overalls from the Goodwill store. I love overalls, especially when I'm in my craft room, and I'm in them right now. And they had, you know, the fashion is to have ripped holes right in the pants, and I don't like that. So I used some heat and bond and turned my pants inside out and patched up the little rips with some fun fabric. Heat and bond works for everything. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna put it on this side, Chala. Yes, we are. Same thing, turn it over. Craft mat underneath, just in case it decides to stick. Parchment, I should probably put parchment in between, just so it doesn't stick to my iron. And there we go. Problem solved. So hope you guys are doing well and finding yourselves in your crafty spaces today. I am so excited to be starting another project. I do have another rose journal that's been in the works for a while that maybe we will kind of work in tandem with this one, because I think the ephemera that we use for one could definitely work for the other. So maybe we'll get 2 journals done. That would be nice. Okay. I'm thinking that's good. I'm just a little nervous. I want to make sure it's down there. Okay. And we will pull this off. Oh yeah. Good and sticky. Ooh, it's still hot too. Okay. Let's just iron that down a titch. Okay, so yeah, that is nice and sticky. And then we're going to lay our fabric over top. We do it this way. Like this. I think that is somewhat straight. It's hanging over the edges each side. Enough there. Okay, and then we will cut it on this side. Enough for it to wrap around as well. Okay, excellent. And let us iron one more time. Oops, that was my mouse. Wouldn't be me if I didn't throw things around. Okay. So yeah, really one of the easiest ways to cover a journal without having any glue seep through your fabric. Because I do not like that look. The last thing you want is like a big glue splotch in the middle of your cover. It's not going to bother me so much on the other side when I fold the corners over, because I will be covering like most of it with the inside papers. Okay, that is on there, my friends. Oh, need a little bit more there. Make sure we get those corners. There we go. Okay, I'm going to turn my iron off just because I know that I will burn myself. And we don't need that, do we? No. No, we do not. Okay, let's bring the chair back over now. We can get rid of this little makeshift ironing board. And we are good to go now. Okay. So we have, this is a good amount here. And we've got some excess that we need to trim off. So let's take care of that. Go ahead and just trim it down a wee bit. I know you can rip it, but the last thing I want is to rip it and then have it go all haywire and not work out. So, and then of course, like, look, we have a little fun strip to use. Yes, we do. We will use that. Again, on this side, I think about there would be enough. I'm using these scissors from the dollar store. I usually use them for paper. I think they're meant for fabric. They're called haute couture, but they seem to be working. The last thing I want to do is honestly pull out my actual fabric scissors and then accidentally use them on paper. That would make my heart sad. You'll just dull them. I think that was like one of the first lessons I learned when I was a kid, because my mom is a seamstress, and it was, do not use fabric scissors on paper. So yeah, few little scraps to work with. Okay, let's grab our Fabri-Tac, and we are going to, actually I lied. I want to kind of just give these a mitered corner. I am going to put some metal corners on there. I always kind of get mixed off when I cut this. Just kind of miter them a wee bit here. That'll just be easier for the folding process. Let me get rid of some of that bulk. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, one more to go. And then this way. Okay, I think that's good. All right, now let's go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac along here, and I'm gonna really mush it along. Kind of spreading it out. I don't want any gloopy bits, because again, if you have like gloopy balls of it, it will seep through. So I'm trying to do a nice thin layer, but still get enough coverage. Okay, pull this top down, kind of taut. And then just work across. Oh, that's just not sticking. I just did not have enough glue. Or the glue is drying really quickly on me. That could also be a possibility. Yeah, so you can kind of see the glue is seeping through a bit there. That would have been just heartbreaking if that was like right on the front of the cover. Okay, and back again this way. Pulling it down. This is the time-consuming part, but again, take your time. Don't rush this part, because this is where I'm just going to use some clips to hold this down. This is where, did that just break? No? Okay, I think we're okay. Just made a really loud noise I wasn't ready for. Yeah, it'll just give it some time to catch. I got these off of Temu. They're like quilter's clips. Because honestly, if you get anything from the craft store, it's going to be marked up like you would not believe. Okay, so we've got that. Let's turn it around and do the other side. Ooh, I've got my glue. Let's just smooth that down with our finger as we go along. I do not like getting glue on my fingers, but you know, you gotta sometimes for the art. I should have just done this a little bit at a time, but what do you do? Okay, Again, pulling towards me. Let's get some of these guys out. Two on there. Making sure it's nice and taut and smooth. Yeah, it's seeping through a bit. Hopefully it's not going to be overly noticeable. Big glue gob coming out. Okay, well, let's clip this part. Just to hold it, more for my peace of mind than anything. And then that is a big blob of glue. I hate that it volcanoes out like that. It's not my favorite. There we go. And again, pulling it towards us and smoothing it down. This is where you want to make sure your corners get nice and lined up. Just makes for a nicer look. Again, we're going to be covering them with metal corners, but do try to do it somewhat neat. Okay. There we go. Last side, same thing. I like to put the middle down first and then work out to the edges. It's just kind of a preference of mine. Okay. A piece of acetate on there. And then, yeah, your fingers are going to get gluey. Okay. Yeah, a little bit there that you can see, but I think it'll be okay. I like that. I think that looks nice. I wish that was in the middle a little bit more, but I think I'm going to put lace on here, so yeah, this will be the front. I like this as the front. Okay. So there we go. We've got our cover, and it is, yeah, it's not puckering anywhere. It's quite nice. Now it is puckering a bit in here. Let me just make sure that is glued down. Yeah, now we got some seepage. Yikes. Well, that happens. Okay, any other places lifting up? Maybe under here a bit. Okay, and our topper to our glue. Where is our topper? Right here. Let's just clean that up a wee bit. Okay. It's got a few little threads hanging out, but that is okay. All right, I think we are good to take these off. And then we will just reestablish our folds. Oops, I'm dropping all over the place. Another clip. How did you get over there? Okay, now I do have to pick up my mouse off the floor because when I need to pause my video or end my video, I'm not going to be able to without my mouse. So let's just go ahead and put that back in there. And hopefully it works. Is it going to work? Okay. There. All right, so let's take a look at our inside papers. And then these are going to go, yeah, I think that's going to look so pretty. I mean, it's a little different color, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be super matchy-matchy. And so let's maybe cut it about there. Do I have a ruler of some sort that I can mark? A pencil? A pencil is always good. A ruler, I do have a ruler. Let's measure this so that we are putting that there. And I want the seam to be in the middle because we will have a signature right in the middle and it'll cover that. So, right about there. Let's line that up there and there. And then the other piece, I'll just have it overlap just the tiniest bit. And then we want to do it here. Okay, I'm going to cut both of them at the same time so that they are the same size, but I'm going to flip this way so that I'm getting I'm getting this portion of it, so it's not exactly the same on this side and this side, if that makes sense. Okay, which one has the lines? This one has the lines. Okay, so this one I'll flip over. Okay, bring out our trimmer. And stack these together. There is my line. So I want one just to overlap just a little bit more. So I'm going to pull the bottom paper out just a little bit. And that's just so I have enough paper to overlap, if that makes sense. I know, kind of a weird way to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. Okay, so we have these fun pieces that we could make tags or what have you. Tuck that back in our project bin. And then we're going to turn this way. And somewhere on here is my line. Or did I just cut it off? Did I cut it off? I couldn't have. I don't think I did. What did I do with the line? Interesting. I literally can't see it. It's not on that side, it was this side. You guys, honestly. Oh, there it is. Sometimes I wonder how I can function through life. I'm going to darken that up a bit because I will lose it again when I go to cut. There. Okay, all is well. All is well. Right there. Pull it just a titch back. And cut there. Okay, goodness, I really hope that is the right, the right size. Okay. Bring back our cover. So then this. And then this. Do I want it like that? And that will go over top, overlapping like this, making sure it's straight. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm going to cover the inside. But I do want to ink. Oh my goodness, you guys, oh Lord, I was doing some coffee spraying and I have coffee sprayed all over. Oh, the coffee sprayed on, this coffee sprayed through this onto this tag, which made a really cool little pattern. Can you see that with the coffee? That's all right. But I literally have like coffee sprayed all over. I'm gonna have to, like, look at this. Can you see my glue stick? It's all covered in coffee. Maybe you can't see it. Yeah, it's stained coffee. Oh well. So these are literally stuck together. Okay, let's go ahead and ink. I want this to be a little darker. So yeah, I will have to remember to cover more. Oh yeah, I got coffee everywhere on my scraps. That's okay though. I'm sure they'll be fine. A little bit of coffee interest never hurt anything, right? Okay. Give this a good ink around. I need to, and I've been saying this for so long, I need to deal with my upholstery samples that I have, because I have a poop ton, you guys. So I am going to add, I've got a few things that I'm gathering up for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway box, and I'll add some of those to them because they're gorgeous. I'm just going to do one of those flat, like those mailer boxes where, it's like one price and then you can stuff it as full as you want. That's kind of my plan. Okay, so I think, do I want that one there and this one here? I think that's how I want that. Okay, again, just trying to make sure it's even on all the sides. What do we want to use for this? Well, I want to use some art glitter glue, but I do want to use one of these. And they are a silicone, I know I have a flat one, there we go. They're a silicone brush. And the reason why I want to use a silicone brush is because it will spread out that glue nicely so that there's no lumpy bumpies underneath, right? Oh, I got coffee all over my art glitter glue. Okay, but having said that, do I want to use a little Mod Podge as well? I don't know. No, let's just stick with this. Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time because this does dry rather quickly. Yeah, it's already starting to dry, which is not my favorite. Okay. That there. Is that kind of even on the top and bottom? Yeah, I think so. Good enough for the girls I know. Oh, what is under there? How do I get a little crumb under there? Don't want that. That's going to add a little bit of... Okay, now I'm just going to put it onto the cardboard and then roll the paper back. You could do this with glue stick and then sew around as well. That would work. But I think this is just kind of the way I'm going to do it. Tucking some of that art glitter glue underneath the fabric if it's bubbling up. Quickly smush it down. Grab my little scraper. Yeah, that's nice. I can't feel any of the bumps of the glue. Sometimes you can with art glitter glue. Oops, that's scraping the picture off a little bit, isn't it? Just going a little too hard on there. Okay, really getting this seam, this fold. Give a quick spread. I feel like I need some here. Yeah, just really pressing on that fold. Now, we're going to have to get a little creative here because it will tend to crease or almost like bubble. So I'm trying to find this. This is what I want. So I still haven't glued it fully over here. I'm trying to find that crease right there. And then just re-establishing that with the paper. Takes a little bit of finessing, but it's so worth it when you get it right. Okay, go ahead and fold that all the way over. Do I have, yes, my bone folder. There we go. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a pucker, but that's not bad, all things considered. Okay, and then I will just continue to glue the rest of this down. I have some new glue coming. It's like a collage medium glue. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, down here, we have some glue staining. I'm not sure if this will work. This is a glue eraser. Sometimes it can help break up the look of that glue, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so now we're going to do the other side, right? Yes. Which way do we want it? I think we had it this way. Not sure it really matters, but I like it this way. Making sure it's straight at the top and bottom and the sides. Pull over just a titch. Yes, right there. Okay, so for this one, I want to make sure it's going to stay lined up here and here. So I'm going to continue to glue from the left over to the right. All right, put that down. Apparently all of a sudden I'm left-handed. I've kind of been a little weird all my life. Shocker, I know. But I will do things ambidextrous like. Sometimes I'll use my left hand, sometimes I'll use my right hand. I can actually write with both hands. Okay. I know, nothing like watching paint dry, right? Like glue dry, but you know, this is the process. So yeah, I again, because I want to do the fold on this side, I don't want to glue more than where that fold is right now. Because we need to re-establish this, and we want to make sure it doesn't pucker in that fold. So grab our ruler, just kind of give it a little bit of a crease as we fold over the cover. Okay. And fold it down. Now we haven't completely glued it, but I do need to get this crease re-established. Okay, there we go. See? Yeah, that's going to lay nicely. Tiniest of puckers there. Again, not bad at all. If I glued the whole thing down and then tried to fold it, it will ripple and crinkle and do all sorts of weird things on us. So I do want to take my time. Get some on the fabric. Where did you come from? Oops. Oh, that scared me. I'm cutting some things out with my brother's Scan and Cut. I'm actually cutting the fussy cuts or the add-ons from the All Things Roses And let me tell you, super handy to have a scan and cut. Definitely saves time on that fussy cutting sometimes. Some images don't work well with it. I do have a Silhouette Studio, and it does have this, like the pick scan mat, but it's shit, you guys, to tell you the truth. I don't like it. I've never had it work successfully. It's always buggered up on me and ruined my papers. And yeah, you know, you take the picture with your phone and then you download it to the, like, it's just much easier with this scan and cut, this brother. So yeah, I have both. I do have both. But I do love working with my Silhouette to cut out die cuts and stuff. And they have amazing digitals too, like digital kind of background papers as well, that work really, really super as well for our collaging and what have you, or papers, you know, in general. And I do a lot of designing in it. I like to design in it. It's a pretty good program that way. And then for, like, I haven't really explored the Brother Scan and Cut for all it can do other than just scanning and cutting. I know it can do a lot more. I just haven't taken the time to learn all that, and that's on me. So I likely could get rid of one of the machines, to tell you the truth. But I have them, so I'm using them. Okay. All right. Well, that's not bad. That looks pretty good. I like that. Right, there's the front. And then the inside. So pretty. And that took us 47 minutes. So about an hour to get the cover done. I mean, we did have some oops-a-daisies in there too, so there is that. But for the most part, it didn't take too long. I like it. And let's just make sure this is going to fold nicely again. Yeah, we're going to have some puckering maybe. Yeah. Not as nice as the other side. Well, let's see if we can fix that. Oh, this is not. That's the tiniest bit of puckering in there that you can see, just a tiny bit. It's not going to affect it at all. It is still pretty gosh darn good, if you ask me. And the side was going to be our front. Yes. Good thing, because otherwise, oh, I guess it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't look like it's upside down. Okay, so there we go. Do I want to... Just a little bit of the image is rubbing off, which is, it doesn't bother me because it gives it more of that little distressed look. So we'll just add some distress ink over it. That'll kind of bring out these creases as well. Just then it's not white. I don't know why it does that on this laser paper. This is like my favorite laser paper to use, but that is just kind of weird. Okay, there we go, you guys. We have the basis of our cover done. And I think that is where we will leave it today, because that puts us, you know, pretty much right on time. Now what I need to do is go through and, you know, figure out what I want as a focal point. Now, let's see, before we go, I do have, so yeah, I've started, these are the fussy cuts, or some of them, like very few. This isn't even like an 18th of them. There's so many. But yeah, this is the scan and cut Did a fairly good job of cutting those out, right? That's not too shabby. And then I just got to figure out, I want to use one of these as a focal image. I did a William Morris with her. I swear I did. I just don't know which one. I don't think the blue one. No, not the blue one. But the cream one could be nice too. I need something else. So that's really what I need to figure out. I think these ones are too big. We just covered too much. Maybe not. I mean, that's not terrible. Put some lace or something underneath. So yeah, that's what I need to kind of figure out now, is what I want to do for the focal point of the cover. Then we're going to add some lace. I don't think we'll do anything to the back. I think that's fine just the way it is. And I mean, we could also, for poops and giggles, we could just give it a little bit of a grunging, make it look a little bit older. Yeah, it really feels like, you know, those old fabric covered books? That's literally what this feels like. Get off of there. I don't want you on there. Oh yeah, just adding that little bit of ink on the edge. You guys see that? It just, yeah, it's aging it nicely. I do want it to have a kind of an aged look. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll let you guys go on your way, because you need to go start creating your things. You can't just sit here and watch me all day. You gotta go do your things. Okay. And here. And I think I do want to age the fold just a bit. Not a ton. Yeah. Okay, guys. There we have it. Which way? This way. That is our amazing fabric covered journal cover cracker box. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, the Heat and Bond, I just got at Walmart. You can get it online. It's really good. It stops from it puckering on the edges, which tends to happen when you are using regular glue, as well as it stops, like you can't even tell where that glue squidge is on here, because we use the inside papers. So that worked out really well. And yeah, I'm just very happy with this, and I can't wait to get the pages together. All right, my friends, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We'll see you next time, and P.S. I love you.